It is. I mean, they still have good mid-prio. The thing is, Rafaela, the way this lane works is...
Here in MPL Indonesia Season 18, starting it off with Navi versus undefeated TLID.
A risky move, Gani.
Yeah, indeed. Afro, as we all know, we talked about it, we touched on it. Afro is more of an engage, playmaking type of roamer. Last week, he played Valentina. This time around, he's gonna play a Rafaela. So, is this evolution of Afro worth it or not? We will find out too.
There is one thing I like, though, when we're looking at this composition, is the fact that Zeon will have this winning matchup against Kevin. He'll be able to take this for free, for sure, as long as he times his Art of Theory. There you go. This is the thing about going up against the Claude. I mean, going up against the Melissa. He knows this matchup.
Yeah, I don't know about you, though, Miracle. I'm doing it for the laws.
That's a stun with the arrow. That's going to be Afro now, taken very low. Still able to hold his flicker, though. Great calculation, but it does force him to recall.
Yeah. I'm not doing it for the lulz. I genuinely think Navi can do it. But I am a bit skeptical now that the drafts have turned out this way.
You voted 2-1 though, right?
2-1, yes. I voted for a very long battle between these two.
Check out the emblems though by you. It's gonna be focusing Marco de Rafaela as usual. It's interesting to see which roam item or roam boots is gonna use here.
Okay, that's gonna be a connection towards Leone.
Whoa!
That's the magic. Uh-oh, Kevin finds
Oh my lord!
That's a great first kill here for TL. Instantly respawn, but that's tempo again for the Cavalry, the trident of TL.
That looks like a reminiscence of what BTR did most of the time.
Exactly. With the Abyssal Arrow, you're able to just put so much map pressure here, especially with the Mountain Shocker, right? Gives you auto vision. Kevin gets a steal as well on the Marksman emblem, and as expected, this Belleric not having a good time up top. Navi, I think they've overcooked a bit. Jizzy does get level 4, so they won't lose out too much tempo. They'll just lose out on a bit of that early game and a bit of farm on the jungle.
I don't think they can contest.
No, they can't. Oh, unless they get a Star Shatter, no.
They just don't have the personnel to do it. And Cars, even though he's a tank, EXP.
They're going in for more. That's going to be Kevin now on the orange buff, and there is nothing that Navi can do. Cars, though, face checking here. That's a stun with the Mountain Shocker now. That's the big knockup by the Minotaur. Iran claims the kill, despite him taunting 4 members. TLID, what, not even 3 minutes in, already 1,500 gold lead. Comfortable one.
It feels like there's nothing they can do about it. That was the right play, Navi conceding the total, but still, this is not a good look, man.
So far. Luckily for them, they do have a bit of scaling, so they can always just cope and say, we're scaling, chat. Zeon's doing all right in this lane, but with these neutral objectives going to the side of TLID, these weak side gold laners can't do anything, dude. You're just a passenger for like 90% of the game. That's why Zeon can't push the tempo. He would love to push the tempo. He knows his matchup. Again, he was able to secure those gold crabs, able to play around those muddles. But again, as long as his weak side, as long as Kevin doesn't go in randomly for trades, there's no chance at a solo kill. There's no chance at the Claude even bullying the Melissa at this point with the turtle shield.
Yeah, and Leone has some heals as well. Just roam around. That is very easy to do for Kevin. His job's not hard so far. The ones that the job is pretty hard though is Apro. I just realized he's on a flicker Miracle. So if an Abyssal Arrow lands in the late game, it's pretty much goodbye.
Yes, that would be very, very tough to utilize against this comp. This is just them trying to relieve off pressure a bit. But look at Aran, this is an immaculate position. I feel like Endoryu might just be caught here. Zeon's doing a good job, really capitalizing on the fact that the double lane is happening from Melissa. Yeah, the orange buff gets taken. That's the forced error. It's either you die or Kevin gets a almost 3-level advantage now. It's cooked. Navi gotta play plan C.
Yeah, there's no way you can salvage the situation, man.
Is there even a plan C?
There's no fancy. There's no class.
At this point, it's just playing it safe until all the inhibitors are the only one that's left, and you can just clear the lane, play with the Belleric. I feel like that's really the only option because there's no one that can check the bushes quite easily.
I feel like this has been kind of like the...
Oh my god.
It's impossible with no mid-prio, and Doryu at least gets away.
Okay, that's a win, you know, getting the small trees, that's Aran though. Showing his durability there, taking all the damage. That's an arrow landing on towards Afro. Nothing too crazy just yet, but man, I don't mean to be rude, but my ranked games I haven't ranked games harder than this.
Oh my god.
Gani.
That's pretty rude, brother. That prologue was not necessary at all.
Yeah. It gets even harder when you go 111 on Atlas, though, Gani. I'm mistaken. I'm mistaken. But yeah, this is looking...
Uh-oh. Almost a solo there. Kevin disengages.
Oh!
That's going to be an arrow, almost landing towards Andoryu. Arando from the flanks now, forcing Andoryu in a very tough spot. Kevin now from the front. South and north here has been exposed, but it seems like Kevin will not be greedy, just taking the turret, and he will back off.
Yeah, there's really no stakes at all for TLID right now. They're not even trying to force the kill there towards Andoryu. I feel like if Kevin was a bit more aggressive, he could have killed Andoryu, but they played disciplinedly. And I like that. There's no risk to be taken in this position.
Yeah, they can just cut, take objectives for free. There is no bounty, so as long as they're able to build this lead with no bounty, it'll be very good. Navi can still come back, quote-unquote, because their comp is technically late game with the Navaria, Harley, and the Claude. They scale really well. But I don't really feel like TLID will give them the opportunity to scale. With a lineup like this, a Selena, everyone that can really just take advantage of the map when they have the lead early, it looks super difficult to turn things around, especially the fact that Cars now has to give out lane to Andoryu to farm. That means he's only going to be even further behind Apro.
That's a flicker, and here comes Aeon from the flank. Finally, a kill on the board here for Navi.
What?
They're not stopping. That's going to be Kevin all out for 20 seconds. This gives tempo for Navi.
Hold on.
I'm not even expecting that. Like, if there is... I don't even blame Kevin to get caught up in that.
No.
Yeah.
Apro, great move, dude. We were talking about him on initiators. I guess... Whoa, Dritchel might... Oh, Andoryu didn't have ult. I thought he was going to be dead there. But yeah, initiator. Rafaela seems like an initiator if you're good enough. Dritchel with the flicker out. They are burning these resources slowly but surely, trying to make an opening to come back. And even here, they're actually finding opportunities to trade on the map finally. After what looked to be TLID, they can just suffocate Navi all the way through. It's an objective up top for a structure down below.
Yeah. And I think right now, Navi kind of got the memo in terms of like what Cars is needed to do here. He's gonna function as the pseudo roamer from now on because there's no one that can no one can benefit from Cars just splitting in his own lane. So you gotta play as a 3 here with Apro as well. Doryu's gonna solo lane up top. TLID right now, once again, will just take it slow and try to get the turrets as fast as possible.
Okay, luckily for Navi, they do have crazy clear with the Novaria and the Claude, so there's no way they'll be able to crack another structure as long as Navi keep this lead below 3,000. I think that's the angle to make Plan C work. Obviously, they would have wanted Plan A to snowball out of control. Zeon, oh god.
Mitchell, very disciplined, but that's going to be blazing to expand. That's a cancel.
Yeah.
Minotaur definitely can do that. The Purify, though, is still there. Leone!
Leone?
That's going to be a kill again. The Star shattered the roamer of TL.
At least it's a roamer, at least.
But they are losing out on composure. TLID need to chill out. They are in no rush to push the advantage. Yes, they would love to have a 3,000 gold lead, but after those kind of circumstances, I think it's better right now to just play around neutral objectives. Take as much farm as you can, but don't put yourself into a situation where Navi can come back. Jizze getting a kill, even though it's on a roamer. Roamer's only died once. That's still full gold that Jizze collected, and all that time was spent down below, giving Andoryu space on the other side of the map. Look, Jizze is a whole level ahead of Dritchel now.
Yeah, and honestly, the lead that TLID right now have is pretty underwhelming considering how dominant they were in the early game. All objectives went to their favor, and it's only 1.4k? Damn!
That's crazy.
It's disgusting, but that's why I'm always saying Novaria is a top-tier pick, especially if the Melissa is picked up on the other side, because you have that range. So, it'll only get tougher for TLID as we get into the late game now. Again, for them, a 3,000 gold lead would have been what they won in the early game. It really looked like that was going to be the case, but they've lost out a few too many kills and objectives that'll put them or set them down just a bit.
Oh, good arrow there. But there's a lot of healing from Navi's side now. Star Shattered.
Yeah, that's going to be the Kevin, though, securing the lure. That's a two-man taunt by Cars. Here comes the Mount Chalker and the Minion Fury. Revitalized pop by Cars here, tanking with Jizze. Enough damage to burst the Minotaur down. That's a kill for a Lord.
Yeah. TLID are losing out on the plot right now. They get the neutral objective and they try to go for the fight instead of just backing away. Wait, Apro!
Oh, that's an arrow. Here comes the Melissa and the damage here. Still able to heal himself back up here. Holding on to the flicker as well. That's going to be the arrow. Oh, that's... the body block from both Kevin and Kevin. The Lord will march top.
Both teams got a lot of range, but I feel like Navi got a lot more range than TLID with this Novaria.
Dude, TLID just need to stay chill with the neutral objectives. After taking it, wait and play around it, right? They are going for fights when it's very unnecessary.
Yeah.
Then, after that, staying in lane when it's not really beneficial. Because they lost out on tempo, got poked by Jize, Kevin had to recall, and Kevin as well. So hard to mention both. But with that happening, Navi now cleared the Lord. This Lord advantage is a Lord disadvantage. It'll just be extra farm for Zeon.
Might be the case. Just one turret hit from the Lord itself to the second tier, and there's probably just one conversion in the bottom lane in terms of turret. Navi so far has been playing the defensive game well enough. Yep. Or really well currently.
They are scaling.
I just can't believe that TLID keep taking on this fight despite knowing that Navi's composition is built to stay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Star Shatter lands.
Okay. Decent, I guess.
But they were only able to crack 2 turrets with the Lord, and that's concerning. This isn't even a Navi that has reached their power spike. They still need to wait. Love to see the items right now as we get into the 11th minute of the game right now, right? I mean, it looks impossible for them to penetrate through these structures when Navi are grouped up. There you go, item build. Thank you so much, production. It is the Wind of Nature that is going to be next for Zeon. Big item. Lightning Truncheon and the Glowing Wand already built up in the trio of magic items already for Andoryu too. So that initial lead, 3 levels for Kevin, is now down to just 1. Because Andoryu's been able to farm out. Kevin got level 15 so quickly. He still has a 2,000 gold advantage. But the thing is, how will he be able to utilize the gold advantage now, right? He needs to get close. Navi can't let them get close. And quite frankly, I don't think they'll be able to get close with this composition. Look.
Especially when Kars is there. At least, though, TLID was able to get another second tier.
Or you get to trade.
Oh, man.
That's the thing. There's so much macro.
It's still
for Navi.
Very good.
A bit beneficial for TLID considering where the Lord is placed. But still, it's very close to a fair trade. So that's a bad thing for TLID nonetheless.
Yeah, I still don't think so. I don't think they should be trading these structures because Navi, they have players that can be sent up top. The Novaria, the Harley, and the Claude all can safely clear up top, build slow pushes. Meanwhile, for TLID, they are stuck as 5. This is a team fight cop that needs to stick.
Kars. Navi already has enough firepower to contest this first Lord, or perhaps the call is just to weather the storm. Harley is sent to top, and TLID should respond here. Kevin will start the turtle, the Lord rather, and here it is. That's going to be the burst. There's going to be the scout. Kevin claims the Lord. That's going to be a taunt. Aran is gone. Navi now looking to chase. Leone looking to disengage. Revitalized pot by Kars. Navi, though, will not be able to connect on kills more. Only forcing them back.
Objectives are overrated, Sheffin.
Yeah, especially with the wave clear that Navi has currently. Look at that!
That's crazy.
The Venus in the mid lane, they get the turn of it!
That's a flicker, and the range. Shatter! Afro! That was an offside.
Oh my God.
That's going to be Leone now. Taken very low. And Doryu claims the kill out of nowhere. That's going to be the Lord now. Should be cleared out. TLID will not be able to abuse and capitalize despite them taking the Lord.
Another negative economy Lord, Mirko.
It's 2 now. 2 Lord advantages that have turned out to be more of Lord disadvantages, giving the benefit over to Andoryu and the boys. Oh God, if that Star Shadow landed, Ritual was dead. 100%.
Oh,
he is a squishy boy. And Jize, one thing we know from him, even from last season, is that he just doesn't miss on the skill shots. Remember, on those mystic projectiles on the Farsa as well. Never do I see Jize on a negative hit rate. I'd love to see that stat that we had in the past for Novaria's and Selena's hit rate on the Star Shatter, maybe in the future, because Jize has been landing those all the way from the start. Kevin, I feel like TLID are just so frustrated at this point. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to execute, right? Because even when they are taking these neutral objectives, again, would love to see a replay on that Lord, they're zoning. And it's not even Aran's fault that he needs to zone. He needs to. That's literally the description of his job as an XP laner on a Barat. But whenever he does, it gives the opening for Navi to look for the pickoff before the skirmish starts, or after the Lord gets taken, rather.
Yeah, and this feels like this is the time where TLID regrets picking the Yi-Sun-Shin. Yes, you get the snowball from the farms, but the dive is just not there at all for TLID.
I still don't think they're regretting these picks. I think they're regretting how they executed the mid game a bit more.
It should have been be more aggressive.
I think they should have been less aggressive. They tried to steal, they got caught by Apro, they got caught at the bottom lane as well. Remember, Leone got picked up, Kevin as well. With this composition, if you have a 3,000 gold lead, it should be an auto 6K with 3 turtles, if you know what I mean. Now item build check again. That 2,000 gold lead now just down to 1,000. And the longer this game goes, the more irrelevant these leads start to become. Because look at that, Defying Glaive for Jizze. And Doryu already has the CE. Looks like he's going to go Blood Wings there. And looks like for Jizze, he's not going to go Blood Wings. He don't need it. He's a Novaria in the back. I don't know how Novarias die in my rank games, but Novaria shouldn't be dying, bro. That is a holy crystal for Jizze. If he gets that, I think he can get very close to one-shotting Dritchel or Kevin.
Yeah.
That's why Kevin needs rose gold, dog. That's why he built it. Oh, he doesn't have boots. See, I am not a fan of Melissa no boots against this kind of composition. You're so slow. It's so easy for GZ to land these shots.
I think it's also the trust towards Leone that has a Minion's Fury, but maybe that's too much trust. And to be fair,
Too much. Wind of Nature as well.
it's a bell. Oh, hold on.
Okay. Look at the poke.
Oh my god.
They cannot handle the poke.
Wow, Iran is poked indeed. Below 50% HP now. And with the Lord now already.
Oh my god!
That's going to
a
be
kill.
Ritual, taken very low. Goodbye, Selena. And now it's a 5v4. The advantage is for Navi. The cavalry, the top sitting dogs, they are in trouble now. That's a 3-man tall. The dry Xeon cancelled though. Minion Fury popped. That's the, again, our the Fury popped. Oh, and Doryu jumps back to Kevin. Taken very low. Now TLID scrambles as Navi can focus on the Lord. That's as welcome. Already munched. That's going to be Doryu off the board. No jungler for Navi. This might be the saving grace, but Leone, the lead it around as well. That's going to be Xeon. Wind of Nature, both marksmen. That's going to be Xeon. And the rest of the Navi members finding the wipeout as they will survive. And Doryu is back with Afro resurrecting him.
It feels like TLID played the 4v5 as well as they could, but it's just not enough.
Why not forgive me? For I did not know. I was not familiar with your game. Navi know how to execute this at such a high level. They lose the early game just as a step back to land a big haymaker. It's just a setup for the late, for the mid to late. This is the first Lord that Navi got. And this will be capitalized on for sure. Unlike the 2 Lords of TLID, and again, we go on to the skirmish to see what happened. Cars was able to tank up a storm together with the Holy Healing. Kevin walks up there, good chomp down, but everybody else is corralled in. And Doryu dying didn't really play into the fight the way that TLID thought it would. TLID thought they got one of the main damage dealers, but Xeon popped off. Remember, with the Rose Gold, with the photo, with the Wind of Nature, and the Holy Healing constantly on him, with backup as well. It's just going to be great. As long as the Raphaela doesn't die, either way, you're not going to lose the fight. You're not going to lose the trade because Apro can just respawn anybody who gets taken out.
And how do you dive this when Kars is around, man? Look at that. They can play it as slowly as possible. The front to backs are working for Navi. Land those kill shots. Procs the genius one from Andor.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
That's an Ovoya right there. Structures are falling like flies. Navi will claim the base turret bottom lane. Lord, though, will be taken care of. Doryu jumps Kevin. Still able to have. That's going to be the body block there again. Still has a lifesteal there for Kevin. But now, will they siege on towards the top? Will they commit the siege top lane? They gotta.
Dude, even if they don't, it's GG as long as Navi don't troll. Oh, Holy Baptism.
Yeah, that's a stun. Holy Baptism popped as well. It seems like Doryu now looking for a jump on towards Kevin. Great awareness. Will sidestep it, but that's the far lane taken down. Navi now in full control of the map.
It is insane that TLID got the first 6 objectives and somehow
great composure.
The mid turret, the outer mid turret still stands, brother.
It's so disgusting how Navi have executed this. Again, TLID did make some mistakes in the mid game that enabled this to happen, but Navi, after those mistakes, it takes a very elite team to punish the way they've done. Because I'll be honest with you, this is a very difficult composition to execute. You need to be clean. You need to know how to punish your opponents when they overstep just a bit, and Navi were able to. Highlight over to Apro again with the Flicker Holy Baptism over that purple buff to kill Kevin, and the whole team capitalizing again. Highlight back to when Jize was able to get a Star Shatter down in the bottom lane against Leone that took him down with the turret's help. And now you see the goal lead, 3,000 between the mid laners. Wishing Lantern and the Holy Crystal. Selena's great for early game mid control, even late game map control, but not when you're scaling against a Novaria that can have equal amounts of control with the Star Shatters one and the Astral Echo even more so, because it opens up everything. You cannot look for those flanks against the Rafaela. The only way right now for TLID to win would be taking out the Rafaela before the fight starts. But how do you do that? This is not a team fight comp that can flank. This is literally a front-to-back against a better front-to-back.
I think like at this point it just comes down to a Hail Mary arrow from the ritual that can connect towards one of the more important members of Navi. That's not the most important member of Navi, as they're losing on a trade.
Below 50% HP, and that was just a shot from
Oh!
Jize. That's a lot of damage. Even the Wishing Lantern
And they back off. And they back off.
Immortality bought their force.
God.
But that's a green light from downtown. Jize hits the big three-pointer.
Bishop, that tank from a Yucatan. Oh my goodness, that's practically solo kill.
This is a different division of Navi. This ain't even MOBA. Bro's playing an FPS. Landing those shots. Oh, that's truly disgusting. Brother Man's locked in. Oh my God, Jize, back-to-back shots, another one. And then Doryu comes in from the side onto the front line. Folks, that ain't the backliner, that ain't a squishy dude. That's the Dino, that's the man who's meant to take the shots.
That's crazy. And folks, this might be the game plan of Coach Tony again. Just weather the early game.
You need boots on Kevin, dude, I'm telling you.
Man. Oh, you got Steph Curry rating it down from downtown, and now here comes the sixth man, Andre Iguodala.
Oh God.
Give me a Iguodala indeed.
Hey.
Jize, and Doryu looking for an angle. Leone now forced to go back. Nobody is handbagging here except Iran now. And Doryu jumps back in the Lord now. Practically low. Will be taken care of. That's a stun though. Cars bunch down. Daytona's will come under the turret. That's a stun. Jize again. That's going to be Zio now already. Just free hitting. Wind of Nature popped by both marksmen now in the mid lane. Go away. Has the immortality and the respawn now towards Harley. Now Navi still pressuring the mid lane. The base is exposed as, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin now is back in the vicinity. Holy Baptism doesn't connect, but Kevin now holding on towards that jungler or that creep top lane. That's an arrow landing. Xeon still able to keep immortality lost. Mount Chopper doesn't land. Jize going back. That's gonna be on Doryu now. Look, jumping towards Kevin. Still able to get away though, but that will be all, folks. 23 minutes of game time. TLID, they have defended, but map is Navi's.
Yeah, map is definitely Navi's, but honestly though, TLID, I did not expect them to defend that one.
Me neither. I thought it was going to be over with those shots landing, but thank goodness for Kevin having the immortality set up already. He was able to escape for the second shot as well. Kevin doing a good job. It's so difficult though for TLID because, God, they are playing a game of MLBB, but also a simultaneous game of dodgeball for the carries. Anytime you get shot, at this point, you're out of the fight. Yes, you can sustain through the jungle creeps, but there's only so many jungle creeps you can try to lifesteal on. Navi, again, handling those shots well. This time with the base turret down below, it means it's going to be slow pushing. That means they can constantly just hold the Lord, play the Lord dance, continue to poke, and do that.
Lord.
Kevin is out of the fight. Boom, bang, bada, bing. Now with Kevin out of the fight.
Look at where Andoryu is. Ritual might be in trouble here.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that, Melissa down below. They have a 4v5 advantage.
Yeah, Melissa shown, so that's going to be, again, the scout report. That's going to be Andoryu collecting the Lord, and seems like Navi's call is to disengage for a bit.
Whoa!
That's going to be Ritual, though, taken down. Nothing he can do. Bought the immortality in time, though. So that will be TLID still able to stand with 5.
Ooh, thank goodness for that immortality. Could have been, I think, GG if he died there. This is Evolved Lord, 24 minutes, remember?
Yeah, I just realized that Ritual's KDA is 112. This is the highest KDA mid laner that we have in the first week.
That's crazy.
They had the early game with the Selena, but somehow only amounted to 3 kills for
Let's
TLID.
see. Yeah. That's gonna be more crazy. Navi, though, definitely has opportunities to get this final push. Kevin taken very low. That's a deadly magic there. Towards, oh, that's a taunt. Iran now. Winner crown, the stun. Here comes Cars, sandbagging, flicker from Iran. Cars jumps back in. Xeon jumps through. Kevin! Still able to find an angle to take Cars down. They have their resurrection though. That's the Lord. That's Xeon pressuring on towards Ritual. Gize! Finds an angle, and after 25 minutes of game time, your opening game of week number 2.